as DJ.
Where's the oil dipstick?
You can get some.
Washer fluid. Alright. Welcome back to my channel. As always, I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. Today on the show, y'all, pre-trip or no trip. Stay tuned. So, when it comes to doing a pre-trip, you have got to do one or else. If you're doing a long distance drive like I frequently do, whether it be in the semi-truck or in my Tundra, you got to make sure that everything is set before you take off. One of the first things I like to do is to just check all my fluid levels. As you saw in the video, I was looking at my coolant level, my brake fluid, my engine oil, my transmission fluid, if you can check that, fuel filter, and everything else under the hood. Along with my washer fluid, which is right by the grill. If you don't do your pre-trip, bad things happen. And they might go unnoticed for a while. So in addition to checking all the fluids, you also need to check your brakes, tires, lights, just anything that you can get to. Because not only can you risk violating a DOT inspection, but it also increases your chances of a crash or a breakdown if you do not pre-trip your vehicle. There's 108 total points of inspection between your pickup truck or tractor or RV and your trailer. So, I'm not going to go into detail about this. You can look at the inside of your motor carrier's road atlas or in any one of several different pre-trip inspection apps that are now available to find out what the points of inspection are. You can also check the US DOT's website, and they have some info on there too. So, one of the things you're looking for when you're doing the pre-trip is to see, let's say if you're doing this on your personal vehicle, that your neighbors didn't put a new dent or scratch in your car. Another thing that you're looking for is whether or not your lights are working. So, on my Tundra, it's very simple, especially if it's dark. I can just use my key fob to check all the lights. However, on some older vehicles, you may have to start the engine and turn the lights on manually. And you may need a helper or a device called a brake buddy to check your brake lights and make sure those are working. To test the parking brake, put your transmission into drive once your engine's running, and then gently step on the accelerator and feel if there's any resistance. If there is none, you need to take your vehicle into a mechanic and have him service the parking brake. Don't rely on the parking pawl on your automatic transmission, because you will break your transmission if you do that all the time. I'd recommend instead that you actually do use your parking brake, or as the Europeans call it, a hand brake, which is located either down by your left foot, in American cars anyway. It might be down by your right foot on some foreign cars, or it may be on the center console, and it all depends on what model you have. Some vehicles even have an electric parking brake these days. So check your owner's manual to find out what type of parking brake you have. Another thing to check is just the overall condition of the interior. If everything's working, like your touch screen and your Bluetooth and your air conditioning. If they're not working, it's always a good idea to have them serviced before your trip. Anyways, I will see you down the road. Catch y'all later, and let's make your next trip your best trip. Bye for now.